That night, on July 27, 2025, the sky above Tampa didn't just welcome a concert, it welcomed the return of a star. Above the dazzling lights of ARMY Arena, lit by thousands of ARMY bombs, there stood one man who made time stand still, UNFORGETTABLE. Not just as the main vocalist of BTS, but as a healer, a holder of emotions, and a gentle embrace unseen by the eye, yet deeply felt by the heart. That day was not just a performance. It was not just entertainment. That day was a redemption of pain, a flood of longing, and a celebration of Jin's presence, returning from his military service, not as the same man, but as the best version of himself. From the very first moment Jin appeared on stage, the air shifted. The atmosphere grew heavier, but beautifully so. He carried with him the weight of stories, longing, and love from millions who never stopped waiting. He opened the night with Running Wild, and it felt like a dam of emotions bursting after being held back for far too long. Fans screamed, and many cried. Jin smiled, but in his eyes, there was something deeper, a pain that hadn't yet fully healed, but was no longer hidden. There was honesty, strength, and gratitude too large for words. When Jin sang, "I'll be there," and "With the Clouds," it wasn't just music, it was a prayer, not from an idol to his fans, but from one soul to another who has ever felt alone. These lyrics became a soft voice wrapping around the crowd, promising that even in the stormiest nights, there is a place to find shelter, and that place, tonight, was Jin. And then came Falling, and down came every wall. Tears flowed freely. No one tried to hide it. Jin's voice pierced the night, slicing open every scar that had long been hidden behind our smiles. But instead of hurting more, it healed. In that moment, Jin wasn't just singing, he was holding us all. Who would have thought that Super Tuna, a song that went viral for its silliness, could melt hearts and lift spirits in the middle of a deep, emotional night? Fans laughed, danced, and Jin laughed with them. And yet, beneath the fun, was a truth we all recognized. His joy was something we had longed for. But when the laughter settled, the arena dimmed. One light remained on stage. Jin, sitting before a piano. He began to sing, "I Will Come to You," and Abyss. No choreo, no flashing lights. Just his voice, his truth, and thousands of hearts listening with sacred silence. "When I wrote Abyss, I was at the darkest point of my life," he said gently. And in that exact moment, there wasn't a single dry eye. Not just because he was vulnerable, but because in his pain, we saw our own. And somehow, he turned it into something beautiful. But that night wasn't just about tears. Jin soon reignited the stage with another level, Rope It, and Loser, showing that he's not only the king of emotional ballads, but also a true performer with charisma that could shake arenas. Every movement of his body, every spark in his eyes, screamed confidence, strength, passion. At that moment, Jin wasn't just BTS's Jin. He was an artist who had faced the storm and emerged victorious. And then came a legendary medley: Dynamite, Butter, Microcosmos, and Spring Day. Fans screamed, sang, sobbed, all at once. The entire arena transformed into a universe of light, with ARMY bombs glowing like stars. Jin gazed at the galaxy before him and whispered, "I feel like I'm home." And everyone in that moment, felt the same. The soft first note of the astronaut rang through the air, and suddenly, everything fell quiet. Jin's voice came not as a sound, but as a gift. A hand to hold, a whisper in the dark, a message just for you. When I'm with you, there is no one else. In those few words, Jin offered comfort, safety, and love all at once. To the lonely, to the lost, to the ones searching for light. And somehow, he became that light. Though the concert seemed to be ending, fans couldn't let go. And Jin knew that. He returned, dressed in something simple, yet glowing with the kind of smile that could melt glaciers. He closed the night with 3 songs that carried the weight of his soul: Epiphany, Moon, and To Me Today. Epiphany was a confession, a journey of self-love, a realization that even the strongest ones can forget how to love themselves. And when he sang, many hugged each other and cried. Because Jin wasn't just talking about himself, he was talking to us. Moon was his love letter, his vow. He looked at the crowd and said, "You are my planet, and I will keep orbiting you forever." And then came the final goodbye, or rather, a see you later. To Me Today. That song didn't feel like an ending. It felt like a letter, like a whisper saying, "This is not the last time." His voice trembled, his eyes shimmered, and so did all of ours. As the concert ended and the lights dimmed for real, no one wanted to leave. Many stood in silence, holding their breath, hoping for one last glimpse. But in truth, the stage wasn't empty, because Jin was now inside every heart. That night was not just a concert. It was a spiritual moment, a collective healing, a story not written in books, but written in our souls. That night, Kim Seokjin, with his tender voice, warm smile, and courageous honesty, touched the world. And for everyone who witnessed that night in Tampa, they know one truth. They will never be the same again, because they have seen love in its purest form. And that love has a name: Jin.